the Jim and Terry Show, feeling the edgy vibes in a White House trip to Greenland.
A trip that they insist they were invited to, but now are not going because nobody invited them.
Who were they invited in the first place? It was Vance.
There might be 1% of the Greenlandic people that are not wise enough to realize that their life would be ruined if they got taken over by the United States.
Just like 10% of Canada's population.
Well, you gotta realize why they want Greenland. It's not love of the people.
No, or tradition or culture or anything.
They want the minerals.
Yeah.
They already got a military base there. So, this bull about, it's funny, Trump said, oh, there's all kinds of ships there everywhere. You can see there's many ships. There's ships from Russia, China, ships. Well, yes, there's fishing and, yes, there's ships all over the world. Are we going to take over Africa? There's ships all around Africa. They're all over there. So, no, and I'm glad it's canceled and they have to save face by just going to their own military base, landing there and looking at military people who've never had to lift a finger ever to defend anything from Greenland.
We were looking at an article in USA Today, why Usha Vance's Greenland adventure got derailed by a dog sled race across ice and snow. It's funny how a dog sled race could lead to upgraded, downgraded, change the plans. So what began as the wife of the vice president and whatever her entourage would have been, landing in wherever they were going to.
Icy Greenland.
Yes, they would get a frosty reception there because they're, as you pointed out, 1% are supportive of this, the 99% not.
I'm not even sure if there's 1% that's supportive. But you're always going to find someone who's not thinking about whatever benefits you have.
Or if you pay them enough money.
Or if you pay them enough money.
And put a mic in front and a camera on them.
Well, isn't Musk paying $100 again for people in some by-election somewhere?
There was $1 million lottery that you could put your name in for, but we'll talk about that.
I remember that.
This is Greenland, and the thing that they had to deal with was the pressure, and that's what the opening sentences in this article talked about. Pressure on the Danish government. What do you do when you didn't invite these people? They said they're coming.
Well, the whole world's upside down. I mean, I was talking to, I wasn't talking to anybody. I was just about to lie to you. I heard the Vermont, I don't know who he was, maybe just a mayor in one of the Vermont cities on the border of Quebec. But he was saying, I mean, jeepers, we've been friends, And then I heard another person say, look, we lost 160 men fighting in Afghanistan defending the 9/11. Like we've been there for you fighting. We've been loyal, faithful for 100 plus years. And then this guy comes along and all of a sudden just decides to disrupt absolutely everything. And the faith will never be restored. You'd have to be an idiot.
When you break faith, it's hard to recover.
Yeah. I don't know how it could ever recover. I don't know who you could elect in. Number one, I don't think he's going anywhere. I've said that before, other than in a pine box.
You think it's King Trump?
It's King Trump. And I don't know what would follow that if he does leave. I do not believe they'll have free elections again. I'm not even sure the last election was really free and not rigged.
No, well, Musk invested quite a few millions, hundreds of millions in that election.
Well, somebody was talking about the technology. I should have got you to look at that. That the technology is up for having a good look at or investigation over the technology provided by Musk to be able to change things through the satellite system and everything else. I don't know. That's probably just conspiracy, but I don't think Trump has any plans of leaving the White House
the first time
free. Leaving it free.
Yeah.
He may leave it and step down as the monarch, and somebody else will take over, maybe one of his sons or his daughter. I don't believe he has any plans of bringing it into democracy again. I think democracy's finished in the United States.
So staying on our
unless they change it now.
Staying on our focus on the article in USA Today about Greenland, the Usha Vance trip has now been changed to J.D. Vance and Usha Vance and possibly their child, along with the military advisors?
Yeah, Waltz, is it?
And going not to the capital, but going to fly into the U.S. base in Greenland.
I hope it's
avoiding all the tourist traps and trinkets that might be on sale from stuffed cod, or I don't know what they're going to sell them.
I hope it's freezing, stinking cold that day.
Yeah.
I think it's today, isn't it? They're going. Or?
I think it was
Well, I
supposed
can't
to be,
see them needing
Thursday
to go.
Sunday.
I can't see them needing to go more than one day. I mean, they're just going to a military base to pretend they're saying something.
Well, they were supposed to go to this dog sled race, and there was enough of a stink about attending one of the great Icelandic traditions, or Greenlandic traditions, which is this, they call it the Great Race of the North, the annual dog sled race, across ice and snow, over icebergs and blah, blah, blah.
Now, Usha said that the United States sponsors that.
I've
never seen anything like that.
I've never seen a reference to that
And you would think
at
if
all.
that's the truth, you'd think the government would be saying, yeah, come on, great sponsor. Not, please don't come.
Yeah, so from visiting unofficially and low-key and taking in tourist things to now just avoiding Greenland altogether and just dropping into the U.S. military base, the trip really took a turn. And that's public pressure did that?
I always thought that Usha there would be a little upset, worried, and then Vance would be a little worried for his wife going to a hostile nation, even though there's not very many people there.
What, are they going to throw frozen fish at them?
Well, I mean, hostile is hostile. You know, like it is so government American, not American, I don't think, but the arrogance of thinking, I can tell you I want to take over your country.
And expect a warm welcome?
And you got to welcome me? You know, like he wants to annex Canada. And we're supposed to say to the American government, oh, that's fine. No, but that's fine. No, we're mad. We're upset. And we're hurt. Quite frankly, our feelings are hurt. We were friends. We were loyal allies for years upon years, hundreds of years. And now all of a sudden you've just turned on us. And you're warming up to Russia, who wants to be the Soviet Union again. You're warming up to them, referring to Canada a lot like Russia refers to Ukraine, and you expect us to just be, that's fine. Well, no. And I honestly believe it would be stupid to any leader in Canada to negotiate with Trump thinking that's going to stick, whatever it is you agree to. I also think it'd be really stupid thinking he's going to be gone in 4 years, because I doubt that. I really doubt that. And if just common everyday Jim doubts that, you guys got to be thinking of it. So you need other plans. You got to go elsewhere.
Okay. Do you think it should have been an official, we will not allow you to land, as in we will not give you the passport clearance? You are not cleared to land in Greenland. Do you think it should have been that official? Because they didn't deny them entrance. What the Vance crew decided was they will fly to the military base, the Space Force base. If you haven't seen Space Force,
Yes,
the
I have.
series,
Yeah, I have.
I'm having visions.
Well, everybody has to tread easy here, because you've got a 3-year-old in charge of the most powerful nation in the world right now. So you got to humor them, give them a popsicle, something. So you can't just say, we don't want your first lady, because he'll twist it. He'll twist it that everybody in Iceland's evil. Same as that's what he's going to do about Canada.
Yeah, nasty people.
It's all nasty. He already said it. Canadians are the most nastiest. The most in the world, Terry. That's over Putin and everybody, over China. The most nastiest.
Well, I can see that, Jim. I'm convinced. All right. We got a lot of strange things happening, and maybe the theme for the whole series of podcasts is just the upside down, the stranger things. The things are not right with the world. And we're talking about Greenland here, a little bit about Canada. I'd like to get back to Canada for a full podcast, since this is a Canadian content show.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Jim and Terry Show, signing off, finding things maybe a little lighter in the next podcast. Light as opposed to dark. Signing off. Bye for now.